In this video, I'm going to share the number one ingredient that makes up a long-term relationship, and that is a criteria to look for in your partner to build the relationship of your dreams. My name is Koloina, and I am a thriving single over 30 sharing her precious lessons from her dating life. Subscribe to my channel to follow me along my journey. So there is that hinge date that I've had recently. And one thing that I noted about him was his tendency to blame his partners in his previous relationships. He would say things like, "She was so lazy, she didn't do anything at home. I was the one washing the dishes, cooking, cleaning home while working. She didn't care about her finances." Like he was a lot in the she. She didn't do that, she was wrong, it was her fault. The accusatory you, which is far from being a mark of nonviolent communication. Though to me, it is a cornerstone of a functioning relationship. Any kind of relationship, either it's at work, in a family between siblings, in a couple between a husband and a wife, any relationship will benefit and will build through nonviolent communication. Whereas the you targets and hurts the other person, which hurts the relationship in the long run. And so what I saw about him was the lack of the lack of accountability, which leads me to the number one criteria that I'm now looking for in my life partner. And that is the ability to take ownership. I'm looking for a skill that will build, strengthen the connection instead of destroy it. Because if you want to build in the long run, you're going to need another level of character. To me, taking ownership is the demonstration of the willingness to change. And when you change, this is when the relationship changes. Because you must not forget that a relationship is the sum of two parts, you and the other person. So its success or failure is the sum of the two parts' effort. When you get better, the relationship gets better. The relationship will only be as successful as the effort or the work of the two parts. So the key quality that you should look for in your future partner is humility. That quality of taking responsibility boils down to one key quality. And humility is a lifestyle, the lifestyle of continuous improvement through self-improvement. So now I'm looking for a man that enjoys personal growth. Because personal growth, it is constantly questioning yourself. Like, what did I do wrong? Or what did I do that contributed to worsening the situation? And it's much less about that because I don't like to stay stuck in the past. You know, when you say, what did I do wrong? It's like you blame yourself, you cast judgment upon yourself, you punish yourself, which freezes action. What you should do instead is to be geared towards the future by asking, what can I do better? What can I do to improve the relationship? It's about extracting lessons, literally using your past, like extracting all the peel from it that will fuel your actions to improve the future of your relationship. It's about using your past to be future driven. And when I say getting better, I'm not necessarily talking about doing big things to improve the relationship. It's about getting 1% better daily. And I say this because one thing that I note in some guys is that they tend to not want to make efforts in the relationship because they associate it with work and they have a bad relationship with work. But if you switch your mindset thinking it's just about getting 1% better every day, it becomes more manageable and attainable. And why taking responsibility matters? It's because the only thing that you can control is you. In your marriage, like in life in general. I think it's so easy to blame the weather because the weather is bad, that's why I am in a bad mood. Or it's because of my job or my boss. And so I allow myself to lean into negativity, into a bad mood, and that's what I offer to my partner when I go back home. Or it's the fault of the socio-economic situation, and that's why we struggle financially. It's always the fault of others or the fault of the partner. But how does it serve you to blame, to point out? Will you make more progress in your relationship, like in your finances, at your job? The best way of advancing is to take responsibility because the only thing that you control is your action that has the ability to improve the situation. The last thing that I want to talk about is why the quality of self-improvement or the journey of the other person matters more than what he or she is today, including his flaws. For this, I like to take the example of a guy and a girl who met in college. So they were about the same age, they were in the same season of life where they study, and they share the same goal of succeeding at their studies. Maybe they have shared interests where they chill on Sundays, they like partying on Fridays, seeing their friends on Saturday, doing their homework. They share the same struggles as students and maybe the same group of friends. And one day, when they graduate, he chooses to launch his own business when she chooses to embrace a classic 9-to-5 career. He has a strict lifestyle where he works on weekends, late at night every night, hardly present. Whereas when she comes back home at 7 p.m., she expects to see him and spend time with him. But because he is not there, she becomes frustrated. He is very healthy and she makes comments about his diet. Those two people who were so close and who resembled so much at the beginning, they end up having polar opposite lifestyles that set them apart. There is a differential that grows between the two, a gap that widens, that grew so much that they reached a breaking point and they ended breaking up. That's from personal experience. This is what I have lived myself with past relationships. I was with some guys who were very chill and they enjoyed a very calm lifestyle, while I am ambitious. And I remember I became frustrated because I was growing like that while they were staying stagnant. And so this is what I want to say. Being in tune at this moment doesn't guarantee a successful relationship, which is a lifetime relationship. It is having the same rate of progress, diminishing the gap, that guarantees longevity. And the last personal example of that is the best relationship that I've ever had that has the best potential to end in a commitment and marriage. It was with a man who looked like me. He would work late and so do I. He would work on weekends and so do I. We were on the same path of personal growth. So we could share and grow together. We really had like a mutual relationship where my frustration ended finally. And so in conclusion, I would say for your next date, make sure that you are on the same pace of progress with your date. Either you both care about self-improvement or you don't. Because it is the difference, the discrepancy between you two that will either make you break up or because you move together, you will stick together. If you like this video, please give it a thumb up and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I see you in the next one. Bye.